Hi, welcome to Inspiration on a Dish. I'm Chef Adanus, and today we're going to be making vegan tacos. So easy, it's so simple. It's literally just a couple ingredients, and I promise you, most importantly, it's delicious. I wanted to do this as my first video to just give you guys an introduction to show you guys how easy it really is to mushrooms. And these are very meaty. I use these a lot for different vegan foods. There's a vegan meatloaf that I'll be showing you guys how to make too. Fried oyster mushrooms. I also do a vegan sushi, and I use these oyster mushrooms too. So as you can see, I use them for a lot of different things. But to start off, what we're going to do is make our mix, which is going to be like our meat mixture. And we're going to be using the oyster mushrooms, the baby bella mushrooms, spelt flour, flaxseed, and we're also going to be having a couple different of our spices and our seasonings. We have cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper is optional. Some people don't really like that much heat. I like just a little heat, not too much, but just a little. So I start off with some dry spelt flour. And to that, I'm going to add the flaxseed meal. I'm also going to add our spices, but I'm going to give them a little mix. I'm going to add some in now and a little bit in after. We're going to put our mushrooms inside the food processor because you want to give them that meaty texture, and the food processor is so good for that. So I'm literally just giving it just a little whirl with my finger. And we're going to add some into the flour and the flaxseed meal, because basically this is what our mushrooms are going to be tossed into. I'm going to just add a couple of my oyster mushrooms and a couple of baby bella. You do not have to have a precise amount. It's all about getting a little bit of mixture. So I would just say kind of like 3 of each. I'm going to just take off the bottoms of these. They are so meaty. They're like, it's ridiculous in a good way. Okay. I'm gonna add in our mushrooms. Also gonna dice up. I do have a half of onion here that I'm going to dice basically about half of this. So you technically would say 1/4 that you're going to use. 1/4 of the onion. I'm going to put some of this on our taco. Put these over there, which I already rinsed all of those off. Those are going to be the romaine lettuce that we're going to be putting on the taco. Cut those edges off. A very, very easy way I have to show you guys this, because this is a way that I learned, a very easy way to cut an onion, to mince it, dice it, whatever size you want to do. I'm going to show you right now. Really good way for you to cut your onion, depending on the width that you want the onion. So you would usually go along these lines, but you may want them thicker. You might want them that big. Easy way to do it. Get your slices. I want mine pretty small. And then we're just going to go this way. Look how small those came out. Just absolutely perfect. So I'm going to add onions to the food processor. We want to get that all incorporated. And then after that, we're going to be able to mix this up. So we're going to pulse it. And as you see, it's just already starting to break it down. So we're going to pulse it because we do want it, like I said, that meaty ground beef texture. Almost there. That is perfect. Take the blade out. Right there for a second. Take a spoon. spoon. We're going to add it to the spelt flour and some of our seasonings that we had and the flaxseed meal. This is an example of us vegans do not go without the rest of our seasonings. And then we're also going to add the grapeseed oil. And now I'm going to add the rest of our seasonings. And now I'm going to add in our grapeseed oil. And that's just to get everything incorporated really, really well. You want it like a really crumble-like consistency. Should be able to give you that effect right there. Toppings for our taco, which I already have rinsed off some romaine lettuce. I'm going to have the 1/4 of onion. This is a 1/4 of lime that I'm going to squeeze on when it's all done. And then we're going to also chop a 1/2 of a tomato. That's about enough for me. We're going to do the same thing that I showed you guys with the onion. You can follow the marks that you see on the onion, but like I said, depending on how thick or how small you want them, thinner lines is going to give you, of course, smaller diced onion. I'm going to really get mine nice and small so it's not overwhelming. But I definitely want to be able to taste the onions. I love onions. Okay, got that going. Now we're going to do 1/2 of our tomato that's already been rinsed. Another easy way for you to do a tomato. Very simple. You're going to take your tomato and you're going to make lines in your tomato. Remember that we're going to determine the thickness of it by your lines. Hold it together as best as you can and go down. Our pan with some grapeseed oil so we can start to get our meat together. And then with that, we're going to make our guacamole. There are a lot of things that you could do beforehand to make it easier for yourself. If you're running to work, running to school, or pre-chop these things up, pre-cut a lot of these things up. When it comes to the mushroom, I would want to do last minute because remember that mushrooms are very absorbing and they do have a moisture within themselves. So you just want to make sure that it doesn't become like too wet of a consistency. That's the only thing that I would kind of do last minute. But other than that, I would have my romaine already chopped up. I would have my guac already made. I would have my onions, my tomatoes, whatever else you choose to put on top of your taco. I would just have it pre-made so it's easy for you, and just all have your different kind of containers. And that's one thing that is about vegan lifestyle. It's about making things accessible. That's the best way that you can do it, making it easy for you to get to, and that's the way that it's going to stick with it. A lot of times I know that we run into the I'm rushing, oh my gosh, what do I eat? The best thing I can tell you is prepping, and the meat doesn't take long at all, but of course neither does the guac. So we're going to kind of do both at the same time. I'm going to put the oil on, and then I'm going to, as I said, start the guac. Perfect. So now we're just basically adding our mushroom mixture to our very hot pan of grapeseed oil. And you don't want too much because you really like kind of want to fry it up. Just taking my time breaking it up. Okay, perfect. Now you're going to basically let each side cook 2 to 3 minutes. Definitely have to remember that we have grapeseed oil in the pan, so once again our absorbing little mushrooms is going to absorb all of the oil. So you want to just give it a little bit of time for it to just have that nice coat that a lot of meat textures usually have. Perfect example when you are making something like ground beef it has that little bit of a fry texture on it. And this is basically almost done. And this is, once again, definitely an easy meat. Anytime you want to use something that you want to have that taco effect, this is a go-to. But this for me is pretty good. So we are now going to put our taco together. I have some whole wheat tortillas. Start off with our meat. Perfect. It's good enough. Going to add it however you would like. I like to do my lettuce. Then my onions. My tomatoes. I like to do my lime juice. And then 2 big scoops of guac. And there you have it. And now for the taste tester. I'm really looking forward to this moment. I'm really, really hungry. Like, I'm starving. Do you think we're missing out on anything? Look at this. Remember, I have one more to finish. We're not. If there's anything else that you guys would love to see, please let me know. Comment in the comments below. You can add me on Instagram at inspiration_on_a_dish. You can also add me on Facebook on Inspiration on a Dish by Adanus. And make sure that you guys can send me any emails with your questions that you have about your vegan journey, or even if you just want to comment, you kind of want somebody to just vent to about your vegan journey, because I know sometimes it's hard because we deal with people who like kind of don't get it yet. Feel free to email me at inspirationonadish@gmail.com. And I thank you guys so much for even taking the time to tune in. There will be more videos, many more videos. I have so many recipes that I want to share with you, and I am also in the process of creating an ebook. So I'll definitely have an ebook out for you guys for the transitional vegan. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And as I said, all feedback is good feedback, I feel like, for the most part. I can definitely assure you that every week I will post a video. Sometimes I'll post 2 videos, but one will kind of just be more of a conversating video, because I do want to be able to give feedback to those who do email to me and do so much for, like I said, taking the time out to tune in. I'm Chef Adanus, and I'll see you guys later.